morning, everybody. It's not to keep going, it's for you guys to take the lead. Please, fast. So we're here because we need you and your leadership. We're here in this completely remarkable place. You just heard from His Eminence, Cardinal Turkson, a history which is some of the most esteemed names of science in history are affiliated with the place where you are now sitting, which is really something. So think about Galileo and Schrodinger and Alexander Fleming and others as we discuss in the next 2 days. That's good. But it's even bigger than that, because this is the only place I know in the world, and I've seen a lot of the world, where science and faith comes together in this way, where you have the rigor of science and clear thinking and know that that is absolutely necessary to address problems. So it's not just being good or being decent or being whatever, but also being accurate, knowledgeable, and at the same time knowing that it's not just good enough to have science without values and purpose and a meaning. And the meaning is what Thomas Aquinas called beatitudo, what Aristotle, who Aquinas liked to read, called eudaimonia, meaning human well-being. And it is joining science and ethics that makes this place unique. I don't know of another world religion that aspires in this way, that says we need the two sides of science and faith together to address human needs, and so systematically. And in this room, I've been profoundly privileged. It's a life changer for me and wondrous for me to be in this room every time. But in the lead up to Pope Francis's astoundingly important encyclical on climate change, Laudato Si, and if you haven't read it, by tomorrow you will have read it, because it's online. Go home, read it, because I really want you to read it and to make sure you see the way that the Church addresses these issues. It is an absolutely spectacular combination of climate science, ecology, theology, ethics, practical politics, international relations. You can learn it all from that document. And the reason I mention it is that when the Pope issued it, critics, conservatives in the United States, for example, said, why is the Pope writing about climate change? What does he know about climate change? Well, I sat in this room with the world's leading climatologists, helping the Vatican to understand with precision what's happening, what the risks are, what the tipping points are, and so on. And Monica, a dear colleague and friend and head of the Ban Ki-moon Foundation, reminds me to emphasize that in 2015, in this place, Ban Ki-moon and Pope Francis came together in advance of the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement. And they met. I got to watch it, and they talked and they planned and they discussed, and together they launched this wondrous paired initiative at the end of 2015. So it was in this place where the climatologists, the church leaders, the religious leaders from different faiths, the leading diplomats of the world, political leaders, heads of state, have come together to deliberate. And so you're really lucky, but I can say we're all really lucky to be here. We're incredibly privileged to be hosted by His Eminence Cardinal Turkson, who is the Chancellor of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences and of Social Sciences. We're extraordinarily lucky to be guided by the President of the Pontifical Academy of Social Sciences, Sister Helen Alford, who is an esteemed scholar and leader for all of us. And we are absolutely thrilled to be, for me to be sitting with my longtime dear, dear colleague and global leader for sustainable development, who's a remarkable person you're going to hear from shortly, Dr. Betsy Parker, who is, as the program says, philanthropist, naturalist, conservationist, Baroness, and also a leading expert in archaeology, in history of the Middle East, in many other fields, and recently was on a World Film Festival tour for a film that she produced that won all sorts of awards all over the world about Saint Helena and the story of Saint Helena. So maybe if you're lucky, she'll tell you a little bit about that as well. So I'm between Helena and Helen, and I'm going to ask Sister Helen to give us some words of welcome and some wisdom. Sister Helen, thank you.